Let us close our eyes to the busy world around us. Imagine a soft, quiet breeze is blowing, carrying stories from long ago. Right now, we will not worry about tomorrow. Instead, we will travel back in time to places that hold gentle secrets, places people have wondered about for many years. The air grows still and cool. You can feel a sense of peace settle over you. The world is old and filled with amazing things our ancestors built. They left behind clues, some easy to understand, others like a dream we can almost remember. These mysteries are not meant to frighten us, but to fill us with awe and quiet curiosity. We will visit lost cities, stand before giant statues and look at strange drawings only seen from the sky. The joy is in the wondering, the comfort in quiet contemplation. Find a comfortable place, let your breathing slow, and let the stories gently unfold. Our sleepy time journey into ancient mysteries is about to begin. Let the quiet magic of the past guide you to peaceful rest. Our first stop is in the green fields of England. Here, under a wide and often cloudy sky, stand giant stones. This place is called Stonehenge. These stones have been here for a very, very long time. They are arranged in a large circle. Some of the stones are so big it is hard to imagine how people moved them so long ago. They did not have the machines we have today. They used only their own strength and clever ideas. The stones stand silently, as if they are thinking. They have seen thousands of sunrises and sunsets. They hold the secrets of the seasons within their very core. Who built this amazing circle of stones? And why did they build it? These are questions people have asked for hundreds of years. Some believe it was a temple, a place to worship the sun and the moon. On the longest day of summer, the sun rises in a perfect line with some of the stones. It feels like a special greeting between the sky and the earth. Perhaps it was a place for ceremonies where people gathered for important moments in their lives. The air around Stonehenge feels special, full of a quiet energy that you can almost touch. Another idea is that Stonehenge was a kind of calendar, an enormous stone calendar to track the seasons. For people who lived by farming, knowing when to plant seeds and when to harvest crops was very important. The stones could have helped them understand the passing of time. Imagine them watching the shadows change each day, learning the rhythm of the year. Or maybe it was a place of healing, a place where people came when they were sick, hoping for a cure. We have found ancient graves nearby, which suggests it was a very important place for the community. We may never know the one true answer, and perhaps that is part of its beauty. Stonehenge does not give up its secrets easily. It invites us to imagine. It asks us to think about the people who gathered here so long ago. They looked up at the same sun and the same moon that we see today. They felt the same wind on their faces. The stones are like a connection, a bridge across time. They whisper that even without all the answers, we can still feel a sense of wonder and connection to our distant past. Let the image of these silent, watchful stones bring you a sense of calm and permanence. Now, let our minds drift away to a warm, sandy desert. We travel to the country of Jordan. Hidden here, deep within a narrow canyon, is a city unlike any other. It is the lost city of Petra. For a long time, very few people knew it was here. It was a secret protected by tall, winding rock walls. To enter the city, you must walk through a long, shadowy path called the Seek. The red and pink cliffs rise high on either side, and then, at the end of the path, you see it. A magnificent building carved directly out of the stone cliff face. It is a breathtaking sight. This incredible city was built by a clever people called the Nabateans. They were experts at living in the desert. They knew how to find and save water, which is very precious in such a dry place. They built a busy city here, a stopping point for traders carrying spices and silks. Imagine the sounds of camels and people from faraway lands filling these stone halls. Petra was a rich and important place. The buildings are not just simple caves. They are grand temples, tombs, and homes. All of them are part of the natural rock, a city the color of a rose at sunset. Why was this great city lost for so long? Over time, the trade routes changed. People found new ways to travel, and they no longer needed to pass through Petra. The city slowly became empty. The desert sands blew in, and the memory of this wonderful place began to fade. It became a city of ghosts, known only to the local people who lived nearby. For almost 500 years it was hidden from the rest of the world. It slept peacefully in its stone canyon, waiting to be discovered again. Its silence holds the stories of a once thriving world. Today we can visit Petra. We can marvel at its beauty, but there are still so many mysteries here. Archaeologists believe that most of the city is still buried under the sand. We have only uncovered a small part of it. What other treasures, what other stories are still waiting beneath our feet? Thinking about Petra is like thinking about a beautiful, sleeping giant. We can see its face, but we can only dream of the full story it holds. Let the image of this rose-red city, carved with such care and skill, fill your mind with a sense of peace and wonder. Let us travel now across the vast blue Pacific Ocean. Our journey takes us to a very remote island. It is one of the most isolated places on Earth. This is Easter Island, or Rapa Nui as the local people call it. The island is famous for one thing above all else. It is home to hundreds of giant stone statues. They are called moai. These statues are huge figures of heads and torsos. They stand along the coastline with their backs to the sea. They look inland as if they are watching over the island and its people. Their faces are long, with heavy brows and silent lips. The mystery of the moai has fascinated people for a very long time. Who built them? The ancestors of the Rapa Nui people carved them from the stone of a volcano. It must have been very hard work. They used simple stone tools to shape the giant figures. But how did they move them? Some of these statues are incredibly heavy, weighing as much as several large elephants. The island has very few trees. So how did they transport these stone giants across the island to their final places? It is a puzzle that has challenged experts for decades, a true testament to human ingenuity. There are many ideas about how the moai were moved. One popular theory is that the people used ropes and logs. They might have rolled the statues along a kind of track. But this would have required a lot of wood, and the island did not have many large forests. Another, more fascinating idea is that the statues walked. The people might have used ropes to rock the statues from side to side, inching them forward in a shuffling motion. It is a slow, careful dance between people and stone. This theory suggests a deep understanding of balance and physics. And why were they built? Most experts believe the moai represent important ancestors. They were carved to honor the chiefs and powerful figures of the past. By placing them on stone platforms, the people believed the spirits of their ancestors would watch over them. They would bring good fortune, healthy crops, and safety to the island. The moai are silent guardians. They connect the living with the dead. As you think about these stone watchers standing so still for so long, let your mind become quiet. Feel the peace of this lonely island and the deep respect it holds for those who came before. Our sleepy journey now takes us to the dry, flat plains of southern Peru. Here, in the Nazca Desert, is a mystery that you can only truly see from high above. Scratched into the surface of the desert are hundreds of giant drawings. They are called the Nazca lines. These are not small pictures. Some are as long as a sports stadium. They show many different things. There are simple lines and geometric shapes like triangles and spirals. There are also drawings of animals, a spider, a hummingbird, a monkey, and a giant whale. They are drawn with one continuous line. The Nazca people created these lines more than 2,000 years ago. They made them by removing the dark reddish pebbles from the desert surface. This uncovered the lighter colored ground underneath. Because this desert is one of the driest places on Earth with very little rain or wind, the lines have been preserved for centuries. They are like a giant art gallery under the open sky. But why would people create art that is so large you cannot see it properly from the ground? This is the central, enchanting puzzle of the Nazca lines. One idea is that the lines were connected to water. In a desert, water is the most important thing for life. The drawings might have been part of rituals to ask the gods for rain. Some of the lines seem to point to places where water can be found underground. The animal figures might represent gods or spirits connected to water and fertility. Imagine the Nazca people walking along these lines in a slow ceremonial procession, chanting or praying for the life-giving water to return to their lands. It would have been a deeply spiritual and communal act. Another theory suggests the lines are a kind of astronomical calendar. They might point to the position of the sun, moon, and certain stars at important times of the year. This would have helped the Nazca people know when to plant and harvest. It would connect them to the cycles of the cosmos. Whatever their purpose, the Nazca lines show us a community working together to create something enormous and lasting. As you picture these giant drawings resting peacefully in the desert, let your thoughts drift. There is a quiet beauty in a message left for the sky, a secret shared between the earth and the stars. Let us now sink gently beneath the waves of the ocean. Our minds will travel to the coast of India, to a place where myth and history meet. For thousands of years, people have told stories of a magnificent city called Dwarka. It was said to be the kingdom of the Hindu god Krishna. The stories describe a city of great wealth and beauty, with gates of gold and buildings made of crystal and silver. It was a golden city, a place of peace and prosperity. But the ancient texts say that after Krishna left the earth, the ocean rose up and swallowed the entire city. For a very long time, people thought Dwarka was just a myth, a beautiful story, but not a real place. It was like the fabled city of Atlantis, a legend of a paradise lost beneath the sea. But then, in recent times, something amazing happened. Divers and marine archaeologists began exploring the waters off the coast of a modern town, also named Dwarka, and they found something. Deep beneath the surface of the Arabian Sea, they discovered the ruins of an ancient city. They found large stone walls, paved roads, and stone anchors. Could these be the remains of the legendary city of Krishna? The ruins that have been found are very old. Some studies suggest they could be thousands of years old, which would match the time of the ancient stories. It is an exciting possibility. It suggests that some of our oldest myths might have a grain of truth to them. Perhaps the story of a great city being swallowed by the sea was not just a story. It might be a memory of a real event passed down through countless generations. A memory of a real place that was lost to the rising waters. The work to explore these underwater ruins is slow and difficult. The sea does not give up its secrets easily. We still do not know for sure if this is the Dwarka from the legends. But the discovery fills us with a sense of wonder. It blurs the line between story and history. It reminds us that the world has changed so much over time. Land that was once dry is now covered by the ocean. As you imagine this quiet, sunken city resting on the seabed, feel a sense of peace. Think of the stories that sleep in the deep, waiting for the light to touch them once more. Let us now leave the great monuments and lost cities behind Our journey takes us to a quieter mystery. It is a mystery you can hold in your hands. It is a book. But this is no ordinary book. It is called the Voynich manuscript. It is an old handwritten book filled with strange drawings and a language that no one in the world can read. For over 100 years, the cleverest codebreakers and linguists have tried to understand its meaning, but the book has kept its secrets. It is perhaps the most mysterious book in the world. The pages of the manuscript are filled with beautiful but very strange illustrations. There are pictures of plants that do not seem to exist on Earth. Some look like a combination of different flowers and roots all mixed together. There are drawings of the stars and the zodiac signs, but they are arranged in unusual ways. And there are pictures of naked women bathing in pools of green liquid, connected by a network of strange tubes. The drawings are as puzzling as the words. They seem to describe a world that is familiar, yet completely alien at the same time. The writing itself is the greatest puzzle. It is written in an elegant, flowing script. It looks like a real language. It has an alphabet, and the words seem to follow certain rules and patterns, but no one has been able to match it to any known language, ancient or modern. Some people think it is a secret code, a way of hiding important information. Perhaps it contains forbidden knowledge about medicine or alchemy. Others believe it might be a forgotten language from a lost culture, or maybe, just maybe, it is an elaborate and beautiful hoax, a book of nonsense created to fool people. We do not know who wrote it or why. We do not know what it says. The book sits silently in a university library, an object of intense curiosity. It is a perfect mystery. It is a puzzle that has resisted all attempts to solve it. As you think about this silent book, imagine tracing its strange letters with your finger. Feel the quiet mystery of a story that refuses to be told. It reminds us that some secrets may stay secrets forever. And in that not knowing, there is a special kind of peace, a quiet acceptance of the unknown. Our final visit on this sleepy journey takes us back beneath the waves, to the sea near a small Greek island called Antikythera. Over 100 years ago, divers looking for sponges found an ancient Roman shipwreck. Inside the wreck, among statues and pottery, they found a strange lump of corroded bronze. It did not look like much. It was just a green, rocky-looking object. They brought it to the surface. For a long time, no one paid much attention to it. It sat in a museum, a forgotten piece of wreckage from the bottom of the sea. But years later, scientists began to examine the lump more closely. They used X-rays to look inside it. And what they found was astonishing. The lump was not a rock. It was a machine, a very complex machine, full of gears and wheels like the inside of a clock. But this machine was over 2,000 years old. Nothing like it was thought to exist from the ancient world. It was as if someone had found a laptop computer in an ancient Egyptian tomb. It was completely unexpected. It changed our whole understanding of what the ancient Greeks were capable of. After many years of careful study, scientists have figured out what the Antikythera mechanism was for. It was an astronomical computer. It was a device used to predict the movement of the sun, the moon, and the planets. It could predict eclipses. It could even track the dates of the ancient Olympic Games. It was an incredibly sophisticated piece of technology. The gears were cut with amazing precision. It shows a level of mechanical skill that people thought was not invented for another 1,000 years. It is a true marvel of ancient engineering. Who made this wonderful device? And were there others like it? We do not know. This one mechanism is the only one that has ever been found. Perhaps there were many more, but they have been lost to time, corroded away, or melted down for their metal. The Antikythera mechanism is a ghost of a forgotten technology. It is a small, quiet reminder that the past can still surprise us. It tells us that our ancestors were clever and curious just like us. As you drift into sleep, think of those ancient gears, turning silently for centuries on the seabed, holding the secrets of the sky. Our journey through the quiet mysteries of the past is now coming to a close. We have stood before the silent stones of Stonehenge. We have walked the hidden streets of Petra. We have seen the giant statues of Easter Island and the great drawings in the Nazca desert. We have dreamt of cities under the sea and held a book that no one can read. We have seen the genius of an ancient clock. Each of these wonders leaves us with questions, and as we float gently towards sleep, we can find a deep comfort in those unanswered questions. We do not need to have all the answers. The world is not a simple puzzle that can be solved and put away. It is a living, breathing story, and we are all a part of it. The joy is not always in finding the solution. The joy is in the asking. It is in the quiet moments of wonder when we think about the people who came before us. We connect with them through our shared curiosity. We look at what they built, and we feel a sense of awe. This feeling connects us across thousands of years. It is a gentle reminder that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. The mysteries of the past are not there to frustrate us. They are invitations. They invite us to be humble. They invite us to use our imagination. They remind us that there is still so much to learn, so much to discover. This is a wonderful thing. It means the world will always be full of magic. There will always be new doors to open and new stories to hear. The empty spaces in our knowledge are not a problem. They are a gift. They are spaces that can be filled with dreams, with curiosity, and with a peaceful sense of wonder. So as you settle into your final moments before sleep, let these gentle mysteries be your lullaby. Do not worry about the hows and the whys. Simply let the images float in your mind. The standing stones, the carved city, the silent watchers, the secret book, they are all part of our shared human heritage. They are proof of our creativity and our enduring spirit. The world is old and full of secrets, and it is perfectly all right to simply lie back, close your eyes, and marvel at it all. Sleep well, and may your dreams be filled with the quiet wonder of the past.